What was the set like? What was that experience like? What was the energy?
Yeah, having all the cast there together at once, especially during the will reading scene and the argument scene, it was so much. Those were the best days on set, and again, everyone. It was. I was so nervous going on set because all of those actors, all those names, you're just like, is this going to be like a movie star ego nightmare thing? And it was the opposite. Everyone checked their egos out there. Everyone was just lovely, and everyone enjoyed each other's work. That's the fun thing about those scenes is they're mostly listening to each other, and they were a blast, man. Yeah, everyone just kind of feeding off of each other. Yeah, I think you can tell. It's one of the things I'm happy with. I think you can tell how much fun we were having. That's a genuine reflection of what it was like on the set. Yeah.
I read that everyone would hang out kind of downstairs in the rec room.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're willing to share of like the story swapping that went around? Like
So-
someone telling a great.
Yeah, I mean, they would literally all sit around and tell war stories down there. But the thing is, every time I would try and sneak down as I came down the stairs, I could hear the conversation getting 20% less interesting as I approached. So I don't think I got any of the good stuff. I probably should have like left my phone recording down there at some point, but I didn't. I'm not that nefarious.
I definitely feel like Jamie Lee Curtis and Don Johnson have like
Yeah,
stories.
they got some stories, man. Yeah.
We'll have to be on the camera. Yes, sir.
I was just wondering how you rehearse. Do you just do a table read and then shoot?
Yeah, rehearsal. I don't do table reads. I've done one in my life for Brick, and it was such a disaster that we almost didn't make the movie. And so I know there are directors who really find value in that. I feel like I just have never found a way to do a table read where it's helpful for me, I guess. And with this, unfortunately, because it came together so fast in all the actors' schedules, we really didn't have rehearsal with most of them either. So for most of the actors, they were showing up day one, and we were just jumping into it, which is not ideal, especially for something like this. But the actors are so good that I found they clicked into it very quick. And yeah, so it's, again, I love to rehearse when I can. Sometimes you just, as you know, you just don't have the luxury, and this was one of those cases.
Couple more.
Thanks for the film. I was just wondering how you maintain pacing while shooting. What did you not think about that at all?
Question about pacing while shooting. How do you think that?
Yeah, no, it's a really good question. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you're thinking about pacing while you're shooting, absolutely. And generally, you're asking the actors to go faster. It's a general thing, but not always. Sometimes it is letting them know you can take a moment with this, or letting them know. It's for me, it's because there are kind of two levels of pacing. There's the within the scene pacing, but then the comedic pacing of it, that you're paying attention to on set to a large degree. And the litmus test is really just you kind of have to be the most objective audience you can be for them, you know. And I find I've spent just a lot of time, if I'm biting my hand trying not to ruin the take behind the monitor, then that's a good sign. But yeah, it is something where you have to be conscious of it on set, and then anyone here who's an editor knows how much work then goes in the edit room of really dialing it in. But on set, you just try and be as conscious of it as you can.
I got the rap signal, guys. I was gonna go way back. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, and one more minute.
No, she's dying down there.
Okay, go.
Okay, I'm always just curious and interested to hear what scene did you film first, last, kind of where did you wrap up? I'm sure not at the very end.
Yeah, we hopped all around with the filming. I'm trying to think. Ron, do you remember what the first scene we shot was? It was, oh my God, that's a very good, you know what? I think it was the exterior. I think it was when Marta shows up at the house and Meg is there and Catherine is there and they have their first scene. So that might have been one of the very first scenes we shot. The very last scene we shot, Rom, again, help me out. No, it's such a blur. The thing is, with the last thing you shoot, if you make movies, you know this, it's never anything cool or dramatic. It's usually like a shot of keys being put down or something. It's something you've forgotten and pushed, we'll get that, and finally you're doing a shot of like eggs being stirred or something like that. So it was probably a stupid insert that with nothing to really talk about, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one? Sorry.
Whatever.
What country is Marta from?
What country is Martin?
You're gonna have to ask the Thrombies because they know. Also, I so respect that you watched the whole movie from the front all the way in the side. I feel like you deserve a round of applause. And you too, over here. You guys too. And yeah, Leslie.
Yeah, so it seems like you definitely started as a director and writer, like from pretty base level to where you are now. And I was wondering, just like, because we see like you started off with like shorts and then music videos for the Mountain Goats, which are amazing, my favorite band. And then like to Brick and Star Wars and this and Breaking Bad. And so what advice would you have for aspiring or pretty base level writers and directors? Because you've really done it all and you've really like put in your work. So I was just curious.
How do you do what Brian does?
Yeah.
Very good one.
Advice for just kind of upcoming film. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if I had asked that question when I was starting out and gotten the answer I'm about to give, I would be frustrated probably. So I apologize in advance. But the only advice that I think is actually worth the damn is to not get your head wrapped up in how do I break in, how do I make a career, what do I do to get an agent, what do I do to get into the industry. That really is putting the cart before the horse. I really believe that your only job is to work on your voice and to work on just make as many movies as you can. Don't get precious. Don't worry about making them look professional. Don't worry about shooting with great equipment. Don't worry about any of that. Shoot with your phone. Use your friends as actors. Anything you do, just make them, and develop, get better and better at telling a story with a camera, and figuring out what you want to say, figuring out what it is, but filling up that well that you're going to be drawing from, where the real stuff is, which is, life and experience and your relationships and all of that stuff, And I really believe that, like, if you develop that and you get to the point where you're making interesting stuff and putting it out there, nothing, who knows, nothing's guaranteed, but that's the stuff that then attracts the industry to you in some shape or form, and you can't really, I don't know, in that way, it's, in any way, it's uniquely unhelpful to think about like being a sniper and targeting, I'm gonna do this and that'll get my career going, because it's so wacky, and everyone's story is different, and you can never predict how you're going to actually break in. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my kind of probably unuseful, but ultimately really useful advice. Just work, just make stuff, and keep making it. So anyway.
Well, we got our time up, but thank you guys so much.
Guys, thanks for coming.